cybersecurity 3.0 is not a choice now. I mean, but it's a necessity in a changed environment, especially after this COVID thing, which has made everybody start working from home. I mean, the entire landscape, the way the organization used to run and the way the organization used to manage the security has completely changed from that perspective. I think while the security platform may require initially a significant amount of money as well as time, but I think the benefit are justified that kind of investment in terms of time and money, both this thing. And just look at this way. How did we evolve? I mean, there were the days when we used to just be happy that I have installed a firewall. Wow, I have a firewall. So protected. Then we said, okay, let's have IDS, IPS. Then we moved to, okay, I have some data security. Let's say put some DLP tool, or you put some identity access management tools to prevent some. So basically, we were more toward the point solutions. I mean, but the COVID has completely changed the thing that was this point solution is not a workable option, because point solution management would require humongous amount of efforts in terms of managing. See, the cyber security team will never have a n number of resources available. So you need to be able to have a holistic view. How do I ensure that the team which is present in the managing my security is able to get a holistic view and be able to take action based on the alarm that are getting generated. If I've got this solution that I just talked about, few of them these itself will be throwing hundreds of thousands of alarms. It is humanly impossible for a person to look at each of the alarm, and more as an independent thing, each solution will throw its own set of alarm, which may or may not which will obviously not correlate with the endpoint alarm. So if endpoint is throwing an alarm that some malicious activity is happening, my network firewall in isolation is saying everything is perfectly fine. So I think from that perspective, this holistic platforms gives you a complete centralized view that what is happening in my organization, how do I, what is my complete security posture. It helps to integrate it helps to integrate all the point solution into a single management team, and then you can have a complete view that how it is happening. Now, if my desktop is throwing an alarm or some malicious thing, immediately all the solutions are aware of it, and they will say, okay, do I have also something, or if I have to block something, then everything gets blocked in one go. I think that can only happen with this kind of platform based approach, or where we have, when you talk about AI ML, this immediately gives me a perspective that how do I look at the threat? Which are the real threats which I need to work upon, or which are the false alarm which I need to look upon? So that helps me. Now, scalability, another important parameter. So that I cannot achieve with the point solution scalability. This only can be achieved by having a platform-related approach. Then comes the sharing of information, sharing of alarms among the various tools and processes, so that I have a unified view of the threat intelligence of my company and I can take the actions accordingly. I think that is what I would look at in terms of how I look at the cybersecurity 3.0 in my view. So basically, I was just saying that the key challenge that one faces is that in terms of lack of standardization, because there are so many tools which are available, it's become a difficult for tool to interoperate and be able to collaborate effectively. Then to run this, then there is skill shortage available in the market. You don't get the trained resources in the market to run these kind of tools and this thing. Now, again, another very critical issue is the data privacy. Now, when you have so many tools available and you want to share data from one tool to another tool, you are actually sharing your confidential data. how do you protect the data? What are the data privacy things? How do you take care of that particular these things? And then associated integration challenges. I think these are some of the key challenge I look at, which would need to be sorted out before organizations are effectively able to move to this security 3.0 this thing. Now, so I was talking about so we are also facing some of these challenges, but at the same time, it is also important for us to move to that thing, because with the point solutions, you have a limited. Now, with the platform approach, you are able to take care of, and if I am able to outsource that thing to somebody, I am able to take care of my skill gap issue. I am able to take care of my solutions issue, because if for an organization for like e-tech, security is the business they are into. Now they understand my business, they understand the security better than I understand. I understand my business pretty well. I can manage my business pretty well, but they can manage my security much better than I can, and at a much better speed. And maybe initially there may be cost, but if you look at the cost of running a business, it may still be less as compared to hiring my own resources, having multiple solutions deploy, and then struggling to work on in terms of the analyzing the logs that you get. So this is a challenge and a dilemma that every CISO or CIO faces in an organization. How to get a budget approved from the CFO or from the board. But I think from a security perspective, a lot has changed after the COVID. But I think still the budget always and will always remain a challenge. And if I go to a board and say I want to deploy this platform, give me 1 crore rupees, board will say, boss, get out. Okay. But if I go to a board and say, sir, this is the, if the cost of not being able to do a business for 1 day or 5 day or 7 day, this is the cost. So if I'm into an e-commerce business, if my website remains down, this is going to be my opportunity loss or my actual revenue loss. If my website is down, this is the opportunity loss for the brand. This thing. Now, the moment you are able to articulate that need into the money terms, the board will start thinking. So basically, you cannot go to the board wearing your CISO hat. You have to go to the board wearing the business hat and say, why the security is important? What is the cost of not running this business? If that's a challenge of having this thing. Once you start talking their language and you're able to articulate to them in their language, they are able to understand and they're able to appreciate the need of that particular solution. And then they don't want to know which solution you are deploying. They only want to understand that do you understand their pain area? Do you understand their challenges? Are you mitigating those risks or challenges of not being able to be in the market? If they know that, then they know that okay, you are in the right direction, because as a CISO, you are the one who is supposed to identify and deploy a solution. They are not supposed to be knowing it. They want to understand from you in their language that what you are trying to do and how it will help them in terms of for the money. As long as you are able to articulate and explain them in their language, I think your job is done, is what I would put at it. No, I was only saying basically security is the responsibility of everybody in an organization. It is not that only CISO who is responsible for the security of an organization. Because if every individual in the organization is not focusing on security, then we will have the security challenges irrespective of the number of tools that you deploy in an organization. I think that is how I look at my take on the security from an organizational perspective is that.